Have you guys ever been close to breaking up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Like actual breakup.
Dude,
like
I think if COVID didn't hit and if we didn't get a break in 2020 and have a reset and have a chance to release the Sonic Ranch, release the documentary, the Sonic Ranch, and kind of all reflect on how far we'd come, I think you kind of lose sight of that sometimes, the starting point to where you're at. You know, if you're going like around the world, you kind of forget about the first 2 towns that you went to maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a full reset for us when it was kind of taken away from us. And
dude, imagine playing
we were basically on the road
season that never ends.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
No off season.
Dude, your brain starts to diminish into mush. And I can, for one, tell you guys, everyone sitting in this room, like, I was not the best partner and bandmate. Like, you know, when the jokes start to get a little too real.
Yeah.
And your buddy is like, what's behind that? Like, that was me a lot, you know, like just utterly
trying to find a place for that anger to go.
Right. You know, like, how do I get off this this wagon? You know?
You do get to that point just from exhaustion, you know, and I feel like that exhaustion has brought us to the brink sometimes. But I think deep down, there's always that knowing that I think the 3 of us would really regret it and miss it. It's like a marriage, you know what I mean? It's like you might get in a really big fight, but if you actually split up, you know, you would really regret it and miss it.
It's not like a marriage. It is a marriage, but imagine, you know, introducing a third party. It gets complicated.
I mean, we don't. You can.
I mean, you could, but we don't. Maybe we should.
That might.
You know what?
We don't have sex with each other.
But.
Haven't?
I don't know.
Are we going to address some
Mark
rumors?
has been talking an awful lot about how.
I mean, I'm reading this book about Mick Jagger right now, and it's like it's unbelievable.
We might try.
Wild how hedonistic.
You gotta try everything twice,
right?
You gotta try everything twice.
Anything 13 times.
I mean, like here, like right now.
No, I mean,
we would film it.
I think now where we're at, it's so hard to break through as an artist, and it's fucking impossible. Literally 99.9% of the people that try it, they never break through to the point where you actually have a body of work.
It's only getting harder.
And you have a fan base that is sustainable basically for the rest of your career. I feel like even if Midland never had another hit or never were on the radio again, I feel like we could have a great living just being a touring act, like the Grateful Dead or like Jimmy Buffett, just because our live show is so good. And I'll put the stamp on that.
I mean, dude, we've already proven that. We haven't had a hit since Burnout.
We're
a number one.
So we're the Mike Tyson of playing live.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like we're Mike Tyson when it comes to concerts.
Or Evander Holyfield. Who knows?
We're toughest band out. The most weird, toughest band out there.
We've broken through, and where we're at now, now we're back to kind of, cruising. It's easy. It's not as much friction, but the amount of friction that you had to overcome to get to this place was unbelievable. And that, of course, created exhaustion and it created a lot of tension between the 3 of us. Plus what we do, you gotta, as you guys probably know, and people listening, like, music is a deeply personal thing, and it's a deeply subjective thing, and it's a deeply opinionated thing when you're making it. So all that tension is always kind of lying around. And how you navigate that is the point of differentiation between bands that break up and don't make it and bands that succeed and make it. You don't see a lot of bands that do keep it going. The Stones are one of the only ones, but they still had a rotating cast of characters. People didn't survive it. The Eagles didn't. They changed cast of characters, and it's not an easy thing.
Blink-182.
Blink-182.
Blink-182.